Okay. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Hey, we're back.
Yo, what the hell, man?
What? That's what they do.
All right, welcome back to Talks and
Talks and
Tings.
Tings with Shel and Mel. Mel and Shel.
Yes.
You know what it is. We are consistent.
It's a new day. You want different results, you got to do
You got to
something
do something
different.
different. You
So
have to.
we're going to be consistent twice a week.
Twice a week. And
And
so far, we're getting 100% on that report card.
so far,
So far. You know what I'm
Yay.
saying?
Done no fab.
Plus, we elevated. I noticed you
We
guys.
did elevate.
guys-
We're really in podcast territory, even though
I mean,
this
once you
isn't
do it
supposed to be a
once.
podcast.
Once you do it once.
But look
that's
how
it.
that happened.
Just like you
Look
just
at
jump into it
that.
and you're like, yo,
Nice and convenient. I said it. It's a podcast. No, we're not going to call it a podcast.
it's not a podcast.
It's not.
It's not a podcast show.
Okay. All right. No
It's
problem.
Talks and Tings. We're just talking.
Anyways.
And now we have microphones.
Yes, we do have
Because-
microphones.
yeah.
Which it's a nice touch.
It
It's
is.
very clear. The audio is amazing
And it's going to make it a lot easier to edit.
for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I don't have all that.
True.
You hear, like, it's quiet.
Oh, you heard a lot of noise.
Oh, there's so much. You pick up, here's the camera thing. You pick up everything.
Yikes.
Yeah. So,
Well, that's okay.
no.
There's just the first episode, and we're releasing both of these at the exact same time.
But, well, I mean, the first one's already released.
But
So
we're gonna tell you about
we're going to
it
start telling people after this
after
one.
this one.
So people
which
can
is
see how consistent we are
exciting.
with all of the things we're doing.
Yes, a million things
So many
as
things.
usual.
We're
but
trying.
we're gonna get into it.
Yeah.
Today's a really interesting episode because we're gonna be talking about something around 7 years.
Yeah. It does have to do with 7 years.
You'll understand soon enough, but
We can soon up. Right now, let's jump into
don't
it.
look there. Look at the camera.
Yeah, so I'm looking right there.
I saw you do it. That's because at first when we started recording, I was looking there,
You
and
look
I'm
over
like,
there?
nah, they were supposed to actually look at the camera.
Yeah, I guess that's who we're speaking to.
Yeah, the people.
The people.
Yes, and each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the camera and then each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just have to see yourself.
What?
Okay. All right.
You're still looking over there.
I know. I
can
died
see it.
because I saw.
Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this.
No,
part.
don't please.
Why?
It's okay.
The only reason I
won't
want this because I can see that we're recording.
Yeah, no, for sure. So
Because
don't
we
worry.
don't. We're gonna be hiring a
We're gonna get better.
producer one day to monitor all this stuff.
Oh, that's true. Who knows? It might be next week.
All we do is elevate, just up.
All we do is
up,
elevate.
you know what
You
I'm
guys
saying?
have no
Onwards and
idea.
upwards.
No, okay. All right. Let's
So,
talk. Let's talk. You know, we have a regular 4 segments.
Yep.
Um,
We're gonna
so
start
the
off
first
with,
one we're starting off with is
it's just some relationship insights. You know, just something that
Yes.
because we have such a perfect relationship and such an amazing one that we qualify ourselves as
relationship expert.
relationship
Okay.
gurus.
Why can't we just be good at our relationship?
We are, and
And
now
just-
that's what we're explaining to people.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come up with a better name that doesn't feel so like we've had years in the game when it's
So
like it's
cliche-ish.
really just like 6 years.
6 years.
And a good 6 years,
It's
honestly.
been a great 6 years.
Yeah,
mean,
relationship wise, it's been a good 6 years.
It's progressed forward.
I feel like for me on a personal level, it's been an up and down 6 years
yeah.
on a personal growth
I
journey.
mean, that's life, right? We all have
Yeah.
our ups and our downs, our hills and our valleys.
I don't want it to be hills and valleys so often.
It's not fun, but
But maybe I'm coming out of the hills and valleys that happen often. And going
Exactly.
into more flat lands.
exactly. You want to know why?
Well, not completely flat because I don't really care for flat lands, but like gonna hang out at the beach. Eh,
That's where you want to be.
Would
Get the
you wanna live by the
beach,
beach?
The cottage, the lake. I would ideally say this is working amazing. and
yeah.
yes, I would love to
We're
live
gonna
by
be
a
doing
beach.
this by the
You'd be
beach.
seeing us instead of this. You'd be seeing
You're
beach
seeing a
behind
beach
us.
in the background.
That's
How
and
amazing
waves, and
that
I'd let the
is.
waves come through, and you just hear
What?
that, and then we just be quiet for a few minutes
Like just
and
taking
just
the
take it in.
waves.
Let everyone take it in. So
I like see.
ideally, yes.
Yes.
So like we said, always
Mhm.
like, comment, subscribe.
Yes, please.
Get us
do.
to our first 1,000.
You're looking at the screen again.
You're right. Get us to our first 1,000
Yes.
so that we can actually monetize. And from there, we can just grow this thing. And then
Absolutely.
you'll see us on the beach. And we're going to do some ASMR beach scene.
It'll be
So
part of our channel, just ASMR water.
yeah, just look out for that. So
Yep.
definitely
Look
like,
out for
comment,
that water
subscribe,
ASMR.
share, love us,
Yes, hit the
Um,
subscribe button ASAP.
learn from us as much as we can. We're
Yeah,
just connecting. Honestly, that's all we are.
I think that's That's all it is.
That's all
Like
we
we're not
really
doing anything special. We're
no,
just
that's
connecting.
it.
And that's just kind of like
Even though I say we know everything, we have a perfect
we
we're just
don't. We
perfect.
don't.
We're
We're
just
really trying to
people.
learn.
Yeah.
Like
Take it day by
we're
day,
still
trying
figuring
to figure
things
things out.
out. I mean,
So
it's crazy. It's a crazy journey.
come on this journey with us.
Yeah.
We made it 6 years. It's gonna be able to be our seventh year next year.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that means every 7 years we're a new person. That's where our relationship insight is gonna start with
Yes.
today.
Yes. Yes.
Uh it's year 7, new me. I was
So
trying to think of a title for it.
yeah. So what is the relationship insight about the 7 years?
So there's a saying that every 7 years your cells in your body like rejuvenate and you get like brand new like
Mhm.
cells in. So that's a saying I've heard before,
Okay.
right? And I decided to look it up before. So after I
Yeah.
read it, I'm like, let me actually look it up and see.
See
So
what
that's
that
what the
is.
saying is. That's what people know it as. But it's
Okay.
actually it averages out between 7 to 10 years
Okay.
because not everything in your body rejuvenates at the same time. Like
Yeah. 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 That
your
makes
skin's like
sense.
what 7 days or 4 or 5 days or
It's
something like
very
that,
short, and certain cells are
right?
very short.
While you're like your muscles and your certain things they take 70 years. But when you average,
70?
yeah, for certain like the cells in your muscles and stuff, they're saying it takes like 70 years for
Really?
it to rejuvenate.
Wow.
So when they average out between like the shortest and the longest, it averages out between it averages out between 7 to 10 years.
Okay.
Your body rejuvenates.
Okay.
But clearly it's not everything.
But you know what's interesting about that? In numerology, it goes up to year 9.
Mhm.
Um and so it's interesting cuz it's between 7 and 10, but numerology is 9 years, which actually to some degree coincides with that cycle that you're referring to
Yeah.
of rejuvenation because every 9 years your numerology cycle
Okay.
resets itself
Yeah.
and then you go through those years again. So each
Mm.
year, I don't know it perfectly, but each year represents a different year per person.
Right.
Earth has its own years as well,
Yeah.
and they just kind of what's the word, they like, so you could be in a year of family, for example, or you could be in a year
Like
of
1 year or like a 9 year.
in the 9 year cycle. Each year you
Oh,
go through
something.
different
Okay.
transformations. I'm
Okay.
gonna look this up so I could show you, but
Okay.
it's actually very interesting.
All right, no worries. So like I was saying, in that the common knowledge of like your cells regenerating every 7 years,
Hmm.
I was thinking about it and I was talking to a friend about it, and we were like, yo, every 7 years you literally have you do have a new version of yourself.
Hmm.
And that goes from like being a baby to like 7 years old. You're completely
Yeah.
different entities.
They also say allergies change every 7 years.
Really.
Yeah.
And then, but look at even like 7 years old to 14, you're going from like elementary school to high school
Hmm.
for the first time. Completely different experiences in life.
Absolutely.
And then even going from 14 to 21, in the States, when you hit 21, you're not allowed to drink. You can go out, you go to
This is
bars,
true too.
again, another form of life,
Yeah.
right? And then from 21 to 28, you're
Hmm.
really moving from being a child to being more of an
Adult,
adult.
that's true.
And then 28 to 35 or
5.
whatever, it's like you're going from being an adult to like
Wow.
really being an adult,
Yeah.
right? Where it's like even like right now,
Got
how I'm
serious.
35 and I'm like, you just don't feel the same as you do when you're
Yeah.
20. Like I don't feel like I can just go to the parties I used to go
It's
to and all that kind of
different.
stuff. Like you
It's
feel like you
yeah.
feel older, but you don't have to be old, but you can feel older. Your mind's just a little different.
100%. Because remember, I said to you, I feel like life has become more serious for us since we got
Yeah.
married. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, okay, it's cool, but it's also like I don't think it needs to be this. It doesn't need to
It
feel
doesn't.
this
It
serious,
doesn't.
but for some reason that undertone is still there of
I think
seriousness.
because you have like you're married now. You're
Yeah.
married with a
Like you got to
child. You
do
gotta
something to show
yeah,
you've progressed in some way
yeah.
as a couple, as a family. And it's
Right.
like,
What really like
is that still, is that me now finally giving into the story because I'm married, or is that me?
maybe you've hit that milestone. So you're
Yeah.
like, okay,
I
now
have to
I
give
now
into
I
it
gotta
now.
be
I've been
this.
fighting the story my whole life,
Yeah,
but now I have to fight,
yeah,
like be that story.
yeah.
Maybe
Could be.
that could be that feels like a real thing for
It's just a
me.
mindset thing.
Yeah,
Because it honestly it could because I could go to parties the same way I used to.
we absolutely
Right? There's
could.
nothing literally stopping me.
Our child.
Besides, yes, having a child who
Yeah,
needs to
but
be taken care of. But we could figure that out.
Yeah, we
Send her
can.
off and all that. But
But
still, it's like you think like even when I have the option to, I'm like,
yes.
yo, there's still things I want to attain. And I think I'm at the mindset right now where it's like I prioritize the things I want to actually achieve
Mhm.
over just like partying and spending money.
Yeah.
Right. Like I prioritize like I don't really need to
Yeah,
go
that's
and
true.
spend because what are you getting back from that? Right?
Got
Not
a
too much.
dance.
You got to dance and have a
Dance.
good time. But
Which,
like
yeah.
I feel like in this moment, like right now, I literally did the other day where I was like my homeboy asked me, "Oh, I'm going to this party." I'm like, "All right, cool." They come,
Who?
I don't know,
Oh, he did.
yeah.
Okay, okay.
But I was like, I thought about, it, I'm like,
Yeah.
nah,
But like, was it because you wanted to just stay home?
I
You
didn't
got
want to
to
just
just
stay home, but I wanted to work because I'd hit him up to work on the music
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So in my mind already, I was like, yo,
I'm
let's
gonna
get some
work on
work done.
music
Yeah.
today. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So even when the option came to go and do something else, I'm like,
Mm,
maybe just do some work.
that's fair. That's fair.
So I don't know. Like I was saying, so the whole 7 year thing,
Sidetrack. But
the
yeah.
7 year thing, it changes. Life changes. You
Yes.
change as a person. I feel
Yes.
like every 7 years you're going through a different milestone in life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but as I was looking up the whole 7 year thing,
What
the
did you
first thing that came
find?
up was the 7 year itch. Like when you type in like 7 year, I was gonna type something else, but it's like 7 year itch. So I was like, what is a 7 year itch?
For
I,
real.
I've heard it before,
Now I'm so curious.
but I'm like, let me look into this.
Yeah.
So they were saying the 7 year itch is like in your relationship or as like a married couple,
Mm-hmm.
after 7 years is when they have the highest rates of divorce.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's so sad.
it is.
Yo,
But
what?
I'm like, it's because
Yeah, what is that?
it's because you after when you get that 7 years, just by then you're like maybe you're not communicating as much.
Mm,
You're just either arguing or you're just giving up on arguments. You're just
yeah.
like you get kind of bored or overwhelmed, and then
Yeah,
that's when you're
yeah,
like, I've had enough.
yeah.
Boom, let me jump out.
Oh gosh.
But I don't know. It's good to know.
It is because if it becomes a harder year, we can reflect back to like, oh,
Yeah,
this
but
is
it's
what
not
they're
even like
talking about.
I don't think that year itself is hard, but by
Yeah.
the time you progress to that year,
You
if you're
start
not,
thinking back on
yeah, if you're not
everything.
going up in a
Mm,
certain direction, and you just every year it gets a little worse, little worse, little worse. By
mm.
bit, by the time you hit year 7, again, you're gonna go through a
Damn.
different change, right? You're gonna go through a thing, and then you'd be like, I forget this.
You know what's interesting? I think I can think back to a friend I know, and I think it really was around that time that they really went through a rough patch.
Mm.
And I'm just like, huh,
Yeah, man,
I
seven
thought
year
about that.
itch. That's what they call it.
What do they call it when the parents have been together?
Like the whole time.
Their whole time they've been itching.
I don't know.
But no, yeah, that's interesting. I'm sure there's something to it, obviously, why it comes up.
Yeah, it's
But
like
then again,
statistics, but
I was
yeah.
gonna say, but you know what's weird about that?
Well,
They say the highest rated divorces after the first year or first 2 years,
mm,
and then after the kids leave to college. So this is
yeah.
my first time hearing about the 7 year itch. So now it's making me question, are they just putting titles on different forms of relationship breakdowns
Yeah.
as they happen? So maybe there are certain periods of time just
Mm,
because naturally we are progressing and we're changing in certain cycles.
yeah.
Or is it really like, yeah, it's only these 3 moments in life that you find divorce?
Maybe they look at the rates and they're
You
like,
know?
highest, highest, highest. All right, this is called this is called
Yeah.
this is called this,
Yeah.
and they go from there.
I don't know.
But something to look out for, not look out for, something to worry about, okay? Because we just got married. So you better, it's for 7 years. It's got to be great.
Yo, what?
But I think if you're mindful of life and things that are going
Yeah.
on, and you keep that in mind, like, hey, keep communicating, keep working in your relationship, keep
Back
it
to that.
fun. Like it's very
Back to that.
simple,
Bounce back
simple,
to those ground rules,
right?
which is communicate.
But you know what the issue with that is? It's not because you look at your relationship and you're like, oh, I'm gonna take it for granted, whatever. Instead
Mm-hmm.
of like saying, okay, I choose this relationship today,
True.
right? Or I choose it like every day. You have to remember that this is something you're choosing to do,
Yeah.
right? So you're mindful of like how you're gonna treat it, how you're gonna take care of it, how you're gonna pour into it, type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's super important to be mindful of it.
True. And as you say that, I'm just thinking we need to make an affirmation booklet of different things. Or on a regular basis, we
Yeah.
say we choose each other because I feel like, you know, how we received like a 365-day type of book.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And we started reading through, like, started reading a
Yeah,
few days, and we're
and then you
just like,
stop. Well, it didn't. Like
but
you
this
said, it didn't
didn't
really resonate.
resonate.
It was
Like
like,
for both of us, it was very Christian based
yeah,
and like very Bible
but it was
based, I
very
guess.
just straightforward type of thing. But it didn't really.
I don't know if it was straightforward as much as it was like,
No, I mean
here's
like here's a passage, here's a
yeah.
thing, right?
But it's almost seemed like the message was so different than our reality too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it had the impact it may have on
Hmm.
someone who's maybe deeper into the church,
Yeah.
who, like, on a
Yeah.
regular basis feels like they go through the different experiences that the Bible outlines.
Then yeah.
Whereas I don't think we kind of look at our lives as going through the experiences of the way the Bible outlines.
Hmm.
So I don't think that necessarily resonated. And I feel like for us, we have to, I guess, continue on our trajectory of creating what
I think
works for us.
yeah, yeah. I think that would be a great thing to create a
Yeah.
little affirmation, daily affirmation for
Yeah. For us, just
yeah.
as strengthening our relationship, but now strengthening our relationship as a married
What would you do? It? Would you write it?
couple.
Like, would you start like say we started tomorrow? Would
Mhm.
you create one every day,
Um,
or just create like a whole year's worth and then okay, we have it. Let's do it.
you know what? I like the year's worth, but that's a lot to write in one time, so I wouldn't go that far. What
Yeah.
I would start with is maybe like start with the first day
Mm.
and then maybe write a week's worth
Right.
and see how that goes. And then revisit it and then decide if the one day was better or the week's worth was better.
Yeah.
If we like the week, then we could do the
But
month.
honestly, you could do it a week. Like you could
Yeah,
say the same thing every day for a week,
that's true too.
right? So it's like okay, this week is
Mhm.
about, or you even break it down to topics.
Not to mention the I choose you statement.
Yeah.
That can be a practice we have for the first week.
Yeah.
Just committing to saying I choose you
Yeah. That's what I'm
as a
saying.
means to just practice consistency.
Super important.
Yeah, just practice consistency and setting
Repetition. Yeah.
our
It gets your
what's the word?
mind
Setting our
intentions.
intention
Yeah.
towards each other regardless of where we are.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Coming up
This
with
is so
stuff, coming with
cute.
stuff on the fly.
I know, right? No, I think this is
But
good.
no, that's
I
actually a
like
good
it.
idea, and it's something that really resonates with us.
Yeah,
Something that we can actually put into practice for ourselves.
I really like that. And we'll share it with you guys, like how it's been going.
Yeah.
We'll update you guys.
And luckily, now this recorded, we can't forget.
Yeah. There's you
Okay,
can
here,
hold us
we
accountable.
can hold
And we can
ourselves
hold
accountable.
ourselves
Yeah,
accountable.
so be sure
Yeah.
to check in with us.
Yeah.
Send Mel DMs and let us know where we're at with that.
What I mean, what did I do?
Because you're gonna check them.
But yeah, okay, you're right. Well, it's okay, I guess.
Yeah, you're personal.
My general though, I hardly
You
go
don't go
there.
there?
Hardly,
Oh.
because
Aren't you famous?
no, I just don't because most people
You
who
used
message
to-
me, I'm friends with.
Yeah,
So yeah, but anyway, all right, that was our talk about relationships, and it kind of rambled on with
I
7
think
years.
it was great. Yeah.
It was
I
absolutely
think it was
great,
wonderful.
despite us going with the flow. I actually want to do something really quickly before we move on.
Okay,
So you know how I was talking about numerology, 9 years, yada yada yada.
you found it.
So I'm in a 7 year, and I want to put yours in
How do you find what year you're in?
May 3rd.
It's like based on your birthday.
May 3rd,
So 9.
1988 is what year in numerology? Okay, so I'm a 7, and how it's done is you add all the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, when they did the math initially, it was 22.
It would be 22.
Sheldon, 5 plus 22.
You're telling everyone your birthday.
What? Add the current year to the result. If it's 2023, then 27 from what? I don't. Anyways, you're
This is
supposed to
not your
add all the
strong point.
numbers.
What?
You're supposed to add all the numbers
Yeah.
and then reduce it. So, like, say it's a double-digit number, then you add those two numbers, and then it will give you a single
Oh,
number.
okay. So get all the way down to one number.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I'm in a year 7, and you're in a year 6.
Oh,
You're in a personal year with characteristics associated with the number 6. Typically involves themes of love, responsibility, and nurturing.
oh my God.
Whereas for me, this makes perfect sense.
That is where I am.
Involves seeking knowledge, introspection, and spiritual growth.
Wow. I am nurturing towards my daughter, loving towards you, and personal
What about
development.
nurturing towards me?
I am sort of nurturing toward
Responsibility, though, definitely. I
responsibility
think
as
that
well.
one,
Yeah, like we
it's
just
not like
talked
you
about.
haven't taken responsibility. It's just,
But
it
still,
seems like
it's more of a
there's
priority
more,
to it. Like more
yeah,
weight given to it.
true. Whereas I
Um,
do agree with this whole like introspection. I'm always seeking knowledge, but I feel like I remember I was asking for a teacher.
yeah,
So it's like that has shown up, mentors have shown up.
yeah,
So yeah, look at that. Always
mhm,
on track with life.
exactly.
Never fret, guys. Okay, so
Never
let's
fret. Okay.
so we're gonna talk more about moving into the next topic, which is
So
crazy question.
yeah, crazy quirky question of the day. Crazy question.
Quazy question of the day.
Um, so I thought it'd be interesting to talk about dreams.
Hmm.
So I found a question about dreams. Tell you everything about today
No, honestly,
is
and I was
what's
like,
it's just
"Yo,
gonna be on.
was this meant to give us content?"
It is. It
But this
is.
is what life is
That
about.
is. And then when you
Anyways,
like, okay, you're intentionally like, okay, I need to figure out content. Let me look back to my day itself.
yeah,
I'm like, oh wow, the conversations I
so
had, it all
much.
just worked together.
Yeah,
Okay, so here's a question I have
I
for
need
you.
to not overthink content creation anymore
You shouldn't, because it
because it's
comes.
there.
It's all
It's
here.
always
It's
there.
always here. Okay.
Anyway,
So the crazy quirky question of the day.
hmm
Um, in a world where dreams become reality, what would be the most surprising or bizarre dream you'd bring to life? And I only ask this to you because
you know I got these
you've had the
wild
most
dreams.
crazy dreams
Ah,
ever.
well, some of them did come true, so I don't know about that.
If you had a choice, though,
If I had a choice, which dreams came true?
hmm.
Definitely not those. There's a lot of them I wouldn't allow come true.
Yeah,
This is just nah, yo,
yeah,
nah. um, I don't know.
not off the top of your head.
No, because some of them have been so like I don't think I have just like happy dreams.
No, oh well, I
That's
think
another thing. I don't
your
really
most memorable
have.
ones are like they're crazy or
They're
bizarre, like
intense. So like
so none of them.
the only dream I'm thinking of, and this is there's okay. So the only dream I'm thinking of that I'm like, I wouldn't mind that one coming back.
Hmm.
However, I don't want it to because certain parts of it were just like, I don't like this. I don't like how this is going. So
Yeah,
remember the dream I told you about the end of the world? Okay,
no.
so
Oh, enlighten me, enlighten our audience.
Hmm,
Mel's dream about the end of the world. What the one recently you had?
I recently had
Okay,
this
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah, okay.
But okay, so in this dream, actually no, maybe I would prefer the other dream come to life. But no, the reason I think about this dream is specifically because it was about renewal of people.
Mm,
And I came back to Earth after, so it wasn't like I left.
right, right.
So, in the dream, the world was coming to an end. So all these natural disasters were happening at the exact same time, and we were trying to get up to the mountain because the mountain would be kind of like the last place that
Mhm.
things would happen. So we got our whole family together and we're driving to the mountain and it's fine. There's also a subway in the mountain, so we think this will take us to another place that'll be safer than everywhere else. And like you could see like lava in other areas, you could see water, blah blah blah. We get to the top of the mountain, and as we approach the subway, there's these guys there, and they have guns, and they're like, "You remember it now?
Yeah, yeah,
They have guns, and they're like, you need to get out of here, or we'll shoot." And we're all like, "Okay, guys, don't worry, we're just gonna leave. Forget it." Like we're telling them, like it's okay, we're gonna
yeah,
leave. We're gonna leave. So then we go over to this side area, and it was fine, but it wasn't because we didn't get on the subway. So we're just like, okay, we're just gonna have to stay here until we know the inevitable, but we're gonna have to stay here.
yeah,
So we're all like, okay, let's just stay safe together as a family. Phoenix and we're all in the dream. So my family is here, okay, and I know doom is coming. So then I'm like, hey guys, I need to go get this thing from this area. Like, I just need to go right over there to get this thing. And then as I go over to this other, like, kind of like under a tunnel
yeah.
area, I like all of a sudden I'm on the other side of the mountain and I'm floating with this Asian lady in the sky. and I'm just looking over all these houses,
That's
you
it.
know, just
That's it. You got.
just peaceful, and I'm just like,
Jeez.
wow, this is really nice over here. Like
Yeah.
it was beautiful. And then she's like, yeah, and just kind of showing me. It was kind of like a Scrooge story where this person's showing me.
Yeah.
I'm not even second guessing anything. I'm just like, wait a minute.
You're just at peace. Just like, wow. Okay.
Nobody like I'm dead. And then she was
Yeah.
like, hold up.
Yeah.
And so we float back to where all the doom was happening. So where are the crashing? But the city now is just abandoned. It
Mm.
doesn't look like it doesn't look like
It wasn't like
abandoned, like
destroyed.
old. Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't look destroyed. It just looks like nobody's in the city anymore.
Right.
And so once we were flying over and I realized like, wait, my body is like I'm dead for real. Like, so what happened to all the people? Like I wasn't sad, but I was kind of sad because I knew what happened.
Yeah.
And then all the people started coming down, and then she explained to me how well God wanted people to change. And so by doing this thing, God saw that all these people changed. I don't even think we read a Bible story that night, but maybe we did. I don't know.
Mhm.
God saw that all these people had changed their heart, and so he wanted to give them another chance.
Yeah.
And so all these people, I saw them walking down from the mountain, and then me and her float back down to the earth. She's gone,
Mm.
but I get to reunite with the family.
There you go.
It's like,
What a beautiful story.
I would love for the earth to renew. I'd love for people to change their heart, like
Yeah.
genuinely, but
Yeah.
it was so sad because the circumstances required death in order for renewal to happen. But I guess that's probably
That might be
in
a form of life. a
yeah, I was
form of-
gonna say that's probably
Yeah.
indicative of something larger and deeper that is necessary. Not
Yeah.
death per se, but death of our egos
Oh,
probably.
absolutely.
So yeah, so that would be the dream. What about you, Sheldon? Now
Me?
that I went into that deep story, yo.
Mine is short. I don't even have one, to be honest. I don't. I thought about this, but I'm like, I don't dream, bro.
You don't remember your
I
dreams.
don't.
You don't.
Not a. I gotta
And
be
when you
more
remember
intentional
them,
about that.
it's like you wouldn't believe what happened, and then it's gone. Like you
Yeah.
don't think about it after that.
Never.
I'm
The
trying
only
to
ones
think
that
of,
really stood out
like-
were like a long time ago, but those were like I would never want those. Those were I'm getting shot. And all
I
that
was
kind of
saying
stuff.
that's the one I was thinking of too.
Nah,
I was thinking of that
luckily,
one.
honestly, I don't think I've had one of
I've
those.
had those kind of dreams before too.
I haven't had that since Phoenix was born though.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I haven't like
She brought peace.
whatever dreams I have been having. I've been like
Yeah,
cool, I guess. They're not
nice.
crazy or anything.
You're blessed.
I feel it. I feel it.
You are blessed.
Yeah. So that is the quirky question of the day.
Yeah.
Thank you for participating.
No
I
problem.
felt like you would best represent us in
Thank
the
you.
dream world.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. I don't know.
More
if you,
dreams, guys. I have so many more. I'll share one day.
You should. You should just like
Tell
write them.
tell people my dream. I have
Yeah.
a lot written down.
Yeah?
Oh gosh, I don't know if I want to go back and read.
Should turn them into like
crazy.
turn them into videos.
If I can get AI to really handle that
That's what I'm
proper,
saying. Like,
as
just
opposed
take
to
your-
me doing it,
Yeah.
yeah,
Just, like,
I would
take it and have it, like,
definitely make a whole
and
like
see what happens.
video
Just, like,
of this
see what
thing.
happens when you do
Yeah,
it.
for sure.
Okay, now it's time for the internet is a mess.
Why do I feel so white just saying? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Stop the smell.
So the internet is a mess. I just want to ask you something because I've been seeing it recently. I just want to get your thoughts on it.
No, I have not.
Okay.
Just kidding.
What are your thoughts on Sexy Red?
Stop being in sync with me because I knew you were gonna say
Get
that.
outta
I
here.
knew you were gonna say
How
that.
did you look at my notes?
No, I didn't. But
How'd you
for
know?
some reason, because you said it's been popular on the internet.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just like, well, it's also gonna be related to the podcast, but no, it wouldn't be specific to relationships. We're talking about internet's crazy, and I read
Yeah.
something about her again today
Okay.
because she's been like everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But it's been I feel like there's been a lot of discourse around her.
Definitely, and I think
recently.
you know what? I'm glad that there is though. Like I
Okay.
feel like I'm glad there is because it makes, but I'm glad there's discourse. I'm not happy that the discourse has to be so conflict based.
Polarizing and stuff.
Yeah, and so polarizing because I feel like every topic of discussion, when it could be moving us somewhere, it becomes polarizing to the point where people just defend for no reason.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are we really defending about Sexy Red in particular?
Right.
Like what? y-
Honestly, this is my whole idea of like why we put like certain people on pedestal. Don't matter what happens. Like you, sure they have popular music, sure they
yeah,
have like radio hits, but why are they so like on a pedestal? Why are they so important that it
like
has to become this like
topic of
huge,
discussion.
crazy? Oh my god!
And this is why, so, and you've probably seen this. There's like literally three different minds that are
Mm,
going around. There's the people who are like, she's being herself. She's so authentic. This is
right.
who she is. And she obviously is making music for the people who relate to her,
Yeah.
which is like fine. But then there's the other people who are like, she's an industry plant. And we were actually moving forward. Hold on, here's why.
Okay. Okay.
She's an industry plant. We're moving forward, and if you look at stuff before, she was never doing all of this, and it was just overnight that she all of a sudden got all of this music being put out there and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like she wasn't really
Like
doing
that wasn't
this.
the style of music she was making
No, and
before.
she
Okay.
wasn't really this ratchet either.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't have any proof of that. So I'm not really looking into her history.
Yeah.
And then there's the other people who are like, well, the question is more, why is she being so like, we don't have to promote this version of black women. We
Yeah.
don't have to do that.
Yeah.
But then you see on the blogs, literally her covered on every single blog. So it
Yeah.
also makes you question, like, well, is she an industry plant? Or,
I
and
don't
even
think
if it's
so.
not an industry plant situation, I wouldn't put it past the industry, to be honest,
Mm.
because to me, from a black woman's perspective, we have been making progress, like
Okay.
for real,
Yeah,
like
especially with like the
we've
music
been
world and rap music and all
healing.
kind of stuff. Yeah.
No, but we've been
Okay.
healing.
Okay.
So I feel like on that level, we've been healing. We've been like having real discussions about having a softer life for ourselves,
Right.
having real discussions about just being like who we are, not trying to fit into any particular stereotype, but just
Yeah.
being allowed to be ourselves.
Yeah.
And then it's like, here we go, super ratchet stereotype. And it's not to say there haven't been other women like that in hip hop,
Right.
or not hip hop or rap, but it's just kind of like this one is everywhere in
Yeah.
your face. And it started not just with her,
Yeah.
but it's like Ice Spice and then this girl. And it's like just an overwhelming
You know what the
amount.
problem is? It literally is the blogs and it is Twitter and it is the idea that
Yeah.
you can make money off of presenting something that's either like polarizing, that's like that separates people, that divides
Yeah.
people. You can make more money if you have that because now you have double the audience versus if it was like just paying
100%.
attention to one or if it was like targeted towards just one audience.
This is PR though.
You know what I'm saying?
PR actually is that.
So they're using whatever it takes. So if right now Sexy Red is making people have a discussion, if people are gonna either comment or
Mhm.
whatever, they're gonna use that
Yeah.
because that's how they're gonna make money. Right?
100%.
That's how if you're on Twitter and you want to make some money, you're gonna tweet it. You're gonna tweet about it. You're
No,
going
but
to
not only that, like you're gonna say the most outlandish thing. Like we're in an
absolutely.
era where people are extreme
Bro,
because they know
everything
that's
is
the
for sale.
only way to make money.
The
It's
idea
true.
of like
Everything is
viral,
for
the
sale.
idea about viral, like the way these
Ugh.
platforms are set up, like you can get paid if you go viral. So it doesn't matter what you say, go viral because that's how you're gonna get paid.
Yeah,
Which
and people are
means
gonna do the craziest thing to
anybody
go
anybody
viral.
can do it.
Yeah.
Anybody has the opportunity to do it. Then yes, anybody who wants to make money on the internet or have a soft, not soft life, but have like an easier life, they're
Yeah.
gonna go and do stuff that's gonna help them do
Help
that.
them get viral.
So
But it's not even just people, it's literally the celebrity culture.
yeah,
And to me, I can't remember where I heard this a while ago, where it said if people if people are not talking about you, they're forgetting about you.
yeah.
And then what is it? Something like it doesn't matter if it's good or bad, it's all
Mm,
publicity.
mm.
So, and I think the Kardashians are a great example of that.
Well, yeah, it's where they kind of
And
it
now
was like
everyone takes the same approach.
it was a test,
Kanye's done
right?
that.
They set
Kanye's
you up
done
with
that.
a little test, and they're like,
Yeah.
okay, this is how this works. Oh, if it works, this is not the blueprint, right? It doesn't
And I
matter what you
think
do.
we see a lot of celebrities using that same
Yeah,
version of
a little shock value never hurt nobody.
no.
Because as soon as you do anything that's shocking or outlandish or whatever,
People are going to talk.
ding 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 ding,
And then
ding,
you're
ding.
going to make it not just on black media, the white people are going to talk about you
Yeah,
too. And then it's like, then you've made it? Like, it's really weird.
it doesn't
It's
matter.
really
Yeah.
weird.
So
But
I
yeah,
think that's what it
when it
really comes down to, is the problem.
yeah, I
It's
don't
like,
think
if people weren't talking about Sexy Red, if they weren't tweeting about her, if she was just doing what she was doing in front of the audience she was doing it for, then
it
that would be
wouldn't be,
that.
and
You wouldn't,
nobody
no
would
one
have
would
an
see it, no
issue
one would talk about it, no one would be like, "Oh, it's bringing down black cult." Like, no, because she's doing it for the
for
people, for
her
her own
people,
people,
for the people
right?
that
She's
want to
doing it at
see
her
that.
concert. She's the people who want to
Yep.
see that can see that. But because now everybody can see everything and we have to talk about it, because again, that's how you're gonna make money. That's how you can get the clicks. If
That's
you
how
get
you're
the
gonna get the
clicks,
clicks. Like at the end of the day, we're just lining her pockets.
that's it.
That's all we're
Like,
doing by talking about
it's a
her.
snowball
Why are we
effect,
talking about
right? Why are we
her?
talking about it, right? But
But
we're really talking about the bigger
the
picture of this
yeah,
whole thing,
no,
right?
absolutely.
So it doesn't matter
Because
what it is. Today it's Sexy Red. Tomorrow it's gonna be somebody else,
100%.
right?
And it's funny because I don't see enough people putting those things in the comments when I
Yeah,
see something about her. People are not like, it's almost like shock value blinds people to the fact that this is really just trendy and it will be done tomorrow. Like
literally.
15 minutes of fame
It's not even 15 anymore.
is really like, is a 5 minutes of fame,
And then you
but
gotta
that
do
five
something
minutes
else.
feels long.
Because
But
they're doing more. You have your 5 minutes, but your 5 minutes, you have to do something right after that to keep
yeah,
that going.
yeah.
And then you keep doing something
But
until it
she's
keeps
not
going.
doing anything new.
I'm not saying she's doing
No,
anything.
I mean, when I say that, I mean, like, for example, with her, she's not doing anything different to keep that.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like all the tricks that she had so far, she's used. Like, talking about STDs, the whole sex tape. I don't know if that was on purpose. Like, I don't really
Who
know.
knows?
Um, and it's not to say that she would purposely do that, but because of society right now, you
Mhm.
cannot put anything past anyone.
No.
So it's crazy, like, because you
You have
shouldn't be
people. Well,
questioning
you have
someone's
people. You
morality,
have
but you
Somebody's
can't
job.
put anyone
Somebody's
anything
job
past that.
is to literally figure out how to get these viral moments, and then give you an idea, and then that's it. There's a whole, like, this whole brand ambassador, but like the PR idea, like how to keep your name in the blogs, how to
Absolutely.
keep you out there.
Absolutely. And
It's,
it sucks because these are celebrities who ultimately are regular people,
yeah,
but then because they're celebrities, they are not regular people in that same sense.
but
Because because listen, a regular person doesn't have PR.
are they
A
really
regular
celebrities though?
Are they?
Is any, like, are people really celebrities?
What do you mean?
Because what used to be a celebrity, right? Before social media, you used to have celebrities, right?
But I think celebrity, like anything, is a changing term.
It is, but are you really like a like, the term needs to change, because how can you be a celebrity just because you have a
Influencer.
high it's gonna be a high follower amount, right? Like, I don't. You're still a regular person. Like, as a matter of
You
fact, everybody's a regular person.
Everyone is a regular person, but I do think we have to recognize that regular people don't have the tools that these people have, which is what makes them maybe business people.
Mm,
You can't put it past certain businesses.
no.
So their CEO
Mm,
of a like very wealthy business, look at it as a corporation.
yeah.
They will go to any means to sell their product
You know
and
how
stay relevant.
I see it.
And this is why for me I can't really put too much past really any celebrity. It's not, there's some that yeah may seem more wholesome,
I would
but
change
I
it.
just don't know.
Instead of them being a CEO, I would say they're the product, right?
Hmm.
And now that product has a team to kind of push this product into different avenues, keep this product viable,
Hmm.
get this product out there, right?
True.
Because like we always say, like, people are for sale, so they're doing whatever for
But then
sale.
that would make them the industry plants.
Not necessarily industry
Okay,
plant,
maybe not industry
but
plants, but that
once you
would
get
make
people
them,
who are smart,
yeah,
who understand these things,
yeah.
and are willing to now work with you, because all of a sudden, okay, say it's just you, right? You're an artist,
All you
but
could do is
you,
sell your mixtapes. Like you can't really spend
yeah,
that much time doing all these other
but
parts.
then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I got a little buzz. People start reaching out to you like,
Hmm.
hey, I'm a manager, or I do this, I do this, and then you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, let me see how I can build a team to kind of grow what I'm doing,
Hmm.
right? So all of a sudden now you have a few people around you who understand how this industry works, because they've done it with other people maybe,
Hmm.
or and now that these people are looking for the next thing that they can hop onto to grow so they can get paid,
Yeah.
right? So now this team around this product is like, okay, we're gonna get you here, we're gonna do
Hmm.
this, we're gonna create this viral moment, we're gonna blah blah blah, 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 and they're gonna do it until they squeeze the lemon until it's dry.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once that product's dried up, let's move on to the next one. And that's it. And if you're
Right.
not willing to continue making these viral moments or doing this, whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that'll be the end of your fame.
The end of your celebrity. I just look at like people, like artists who have like had
Celebrities.
hits, who've been like
So in
whatever.
other words, like, so then you're kind of subscribing to the A list, B list, Z list, that kind of celebrity story.
Nah,
Well, yeah, because
because okay, sort of until you're off the list completely.
because
Yeah.
yes, because then you wouldn't necessarily call Sexy Red an A list celebrity, would you? You might call her like a
I
B list
personally
or
wouldn't.
C list.
I wouldn't call her any celebrity.
Okay.
I'll call her. She's a musician. She's an artist. She makes music. If you want to throw into a category of celebrity, cool for you. But
Fair.
to me, she's just an artist who makes music,
That's
a
sure.
music that maybe she enjoys to make.
I'm sure, and this
And
is my point.
there's people who enjoy listening to the music she makes,
And this is
and
why
that's it.
the internet is crazy because we've given so much space for this artist as a product, not the person because I don't know her,
Mm,
but this artist to polarize people again,
yeah.
and the discussions don't move us forward in any way. It just makes us angrier at the fact that this person exists and this image exists.
Mm,
And it makes other people feel like they need to lean into that image more because they truly don't have an identity for themselves that's genuine.
yeah.
So I feel like that is the bottom line of
Or
like,
also like once something starts selling, and you're like, okay, this image is working. I feel like I gotta keep
I
doing
have to
this
keep doing this
in
no
order to
matter
continue selling.
what. And it's like it teaches us it paints a horrible picture of reality
Yeah,
because in reality you change. So as
absolutely.
much as there's like these artists who are coming out and selling so much sex like nonstop, just in your face,
Mm,
change is a real thing. Like that's normal. So
yeah,
these artists, though they're living that life now, that can't be their reality forever because it's not true. Like
it shouldn't be.
but that's not real.
Yeah,
And like they're gonna grow. I don't they're not dumb people, and maybe if they are, whatever. But even the dumbest person is still going to evolve in some way,
yeah.
and it may take them years, but that's not a real thing. And if in many years, a lot of these people don't want their children doing that, so something about that
They
means they
never do.
don't
They don't really like.
think this lifestyle makes
Yeah,
sense.
like the idea of it is
It's okay
selling. It
for
makes
them
money,
to
but
as a job right now, but
yeah,
they don't want their children to do it. So then that means nobody should really be just voluntarily accepting this as normal because even they don't want their people doing that.
yeah.
So it's weird. That's why the internet is weird because all of it as a package is just like
Honestly, I feel like people are
it doesn't
bored.
make sense.
People are so bored.
Like common sense, it doesn't make common sense.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
one
like,
thing to relate to music,
what is
but it's
common
another thing
sense
to
really? It's
try to
like
be the music,
common
the
sense is a
life.
changing, like year to year. Common sense changes from
this
this to that to the
this topic
third.
is horrible and it's boiling my blood.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways,
Anyways,
moving on. We said
yes,
we're doing this for 30 minutes, Sheldon,
I know. Hopefully,
and now we're at 45.
and we're not recording anything.
All
All right,
right, so back at it.
and we're back.
So yeah, a little bit of a mishap with the video. We
yeah,
don't know where it cut off, but the battery died. So
we'll figure it out
I
after.
wish there was a power cord.
I'm sure there must be.
There probably is.
I'm gonna
We'll
find it.
figure it
I'm
out.
gonna find it.
Yeah.
Cause why wouldn't there be? Like, give
Yeah.
me constant power. I'm gonna
I
plug in there.
the reader questions on my phone.
Oh, the one
But it's okay. The gist of it, I
you remember?
remember.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to get into now our listener question,
Yep.
which is on my phone that we're recording on.
Ba-
So
ba.
I'm going to try to remember from what they
Memory.
asked. Yeah.
All right. What did they
Just
say?
fix this here on mine.
What were they asking?
Well,
What were the people out here?
the people were
People were
asking.
questioning.
The people were asking.
Hard-hitting questions.
How ultimately like dating apps have changed the ability to create meaningful, genuine relationships.
Okay.
So pretty much like sharing our experience.
Oh, our journey
Not necessarily our journey, but like how do we think
about
it's
dating apps and
changing?
stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think?
Well, as a
Successful.
success story in the world of dating apps,
Yes.
I'd say they're great. No,
Okay.
honestly, there is so much option, right? The constant swiping, the
Hmm,
constant
hmm.
whatever. There's so much option that I can see how it can be so annoying.
Yeah.
Like,
But I could also see how people end up feeling or maybe becoming shoppers
yeah,
as opposed to
window. Like, I'm mad. Like,
you
that is
become window.
crazy.
Yeah, you become
How can
window
you really
shop.
appreciate somebody if you're like there's a whole list of people that I'm talking to right now, and whoever I have the best conversation with right now, or whoever looks the best out of them, I'm gonna pay the most attention to. These are all people, and they're
Yeah,
all unique, and text just doesn't relate the same
for every single
for every single
person.
person. Like everyone, they may be
Yeah.
better in person than they are through text, but you have to
Yeah.
give them an opportunity to make it out of the text
And I
to
think
see that.
yeah, you need time.
You're right. Like
Like
realistically, there should be like when you're meeting someone, like
yeah.
conversing, there should be time.
So you know what? It's making me reflect on like before online dating.
Hmm.
Back in the day, people knew each other through like friends or
Yeah, yeah,
their community.
yeah.
So outside of that community, they're not finding someone outside of their community.
You wouldn't be searching 50 miles away
No,
for someone.
you're meeting someone in your community who
Yeah,
would ultimately align.
yeah.
So it's interesting because just checking on our daughter who's shifting her
Just
position
turning around a little bit,
in her bed.
just like when she was in the womb. She hasn't gotten any better. She's
Absolutely not.
such a bad
But
sign.
anyway, so yeah, I'm just thinking like well, one, it's changing the dynamic because I feel like people can't truly appreciate, as you said, you can't appreciate
Yeah,
people for who they are.
yeah.
And although we know it feels like
You know,
all the people out there are not good or they're not
yeah,
great, I think we still have to have an appreciation for people as they are.
yeah,
They may not be for you, but it's okay to just be like, you know what, we reasoned on this level and that's
yeah.
it. I'm moving on
You know
because
what's
this isn't
interesting?
it.
There used to be competition, right? Like, say you're in like high school or university, whatever. Like, obviously you're competing around the people around you,
Yeah.
but now I feel like you literally have to sell yourself to like really like you have to
Yeah.
have the perfect bio,
I think this
perfect
is why
pictures.
people end up making money creating bios for people on these
Yeah,
apps. But also, I think this is why people have become superficial, not just because of like social media, but because dating apps require you to be the best of the best.
yeah, like the Instagram
It's kind of wild.
of the dating world. Like you have to show your highlight reel. Like this is
Hmm.
I'm such a fun person. I have this instead of just being like, oh, I'm a real person. This is
This
who
is
I
me in
am.
real
This
life.
is what I got going on.
And that's another part of the dynamic that really changes. You don't get real people anymore
Yeah,
because people start living the fantasy of what online could be
yeah,
versus living in the real world of what you're going to experience.
yeah.
And you can't really build a relationship with someone who's not being real.
No, not a real
And
relationship.
it's not even that you have to show every aspect of your life, like
Yeah,
this me using the toilet. No, it's not. Like it's not even that. It's just be real about how you talk. Be real about the pictures you share. Be real about
and
these
it's
things.
also
It's just
it's okay to be real.
and it's
It's
okay
okay not to be
to
perfect. It's okay
mhm,
not to have the most flattering lighting and filter
absolutely,
and this, that, and the third.
absolutely,
Like it's okay.
bruh.
Like
Like
you
we're
are a real
really stuck.
you are a real person, right? Your skin isn't always flawless,
No,
right? Your hair isn't always on fleek.
but here I'm gonna play
So
devil's advocate because what if I see this picture of this person and like their skin is not flawless in that picture
mm,
and they're not like they look kind of bummy in the picture. Like you're not presenting yourself for a relationship. Like you know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
like it's also weird because like
But is it like
how much is too much?
is it
How much is too
comparatively though?
little?
Like are you
Well, I think because you become a shopper, you're going to
mm,
compare automatically.
mm,
Like no matter what, you're gonna start you're swiping. So you see this person looks good, but this person looks better.
yeah.
and you swiped on both, but you're probably not going to give that first swipe as much attention as you're giving
No,
that
not the
second
left. Yeah,
person.
yeah.
So it's like you keep swiping till you get the best of the
But
best,
there is no
when in
best.
actuality, many of the people in between could actually be
Amazing people.
enough.
What?
Because I think we're looking for the best when we're really, what we need is enough.
Hmm. That's interesting.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's like, because what is the
No, you're right.
best?
There's no best. There isn't.
Yeah, like
There's always gonna be someone better. There's always gonna be someone better looking, taller,
always,
shorter, more
always.
like
And to me, enough isn't saying we're settling.
yeah.
Enough is a person who
Like this is
matches.
enough. Like I have enough.
Yeah.
Like I've eaten a good meal. This is
This is
enough.
enough.
Like I don't need any more.
Literally.
This is
Like
great.
we
I
don't
feel
have to go for
good.
dessert because
No,
I'm filled.
I'm great.
And I think we forget that.
I
We
no,
forget it entirely.
I've never even thought about that.
Yeah, no.
Like like you've always heard about like oh no more, but when do we get to
Yeah.
or just even
I'm
leaning
gonna trick
into
you
like
into a question.
what?
So am I enough or the best?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Yeah,
like,
no, you're definitely enough.
yeah.
You're enough for me.
No, I think about that. I'm like, you're enough.
Yeah.
Like, and it's weird because I feel like people can skew this and take it as like,
Yeah.
oh, you settled or
No,
you
but
didn't go with the
like
best of this. But it's like,
even if
no,
you
no,
flip it on the
no.
other side, I want to be enough. Like I
Yeah.
want to be enough for you. Like my who I am
Facts.
should be enough for you.
Yeah.
Right? So who my
Yeah.
person is,
Because
they
I'm
should
not
be enough for
trying,
me.
and
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be, because if I don't ever feel like I'm enough for you, then this
Yeah.
relationship really isn't going to work.
How?
I'm always going to
Yeah.
feel like I'm either chasing you or I'm never feeling good enough with myself
Yeah.
in this relationship. So yeah, I think we have to reflect on what really is needed
Yeah.
as opposed to what we almost overthink is necessary.
Gluttony.
Yeah, we can't be gluttonous on these dating apps.
Don't
We need
no.
to be searching
No,
for
find
enough.
your enough.
Find your find your enough.
Find who's enough and
dog.
remember you are also enough.
Yeah, I
So
feel like
don't feel like you need to do more than everyone else
it's true.
because who you are is enough.
And you know what? I know a lot of the dating apps probably have gotten to a place where it feels just completely toxic and a mess.
Yeah.
But I firmly believe if you go on there with that same mindset,
Yeah.
with the mindset you need for your sanity and for you to feel like enough, you're gonna find the person who's also enough. You're gonna obviously see a lot of trash because there's still gonna be the trash people on there who
There are
don't
trash
see
people, yeah.
enough. They're looking for the best or they're trying
Yeah.
to do this or trying to do that. But I feel like you have to set a very clear intention, and then as you set that intention going through the app, you'll hopefully find the enoughs.
Yeah.
Like you'll swipe right on the enoughs, and hopefully they'll swipe right on you, and
you'll make that connection.
you'll make that connection, that
and
genuine
then
connection,
love
or
happens and
you meet them in real life.
that would be great.
Yeah.
That would be a wonderful experience to meet
Right.
somebody in real life
Yeah. But
versus just online.
no, I mean I mean like maybe you'll meet them first in real life, not swiping only.
That's true.
Because I do think that when you're dating, it opens up the options outside of the dating world. So
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, that's how we feel.
I like it.
I
We're
like
gonna
it
end
too.
on there. You are enough. I'm enough. We are enough.
We are enough.
Right?
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep
I
that
like
in
it
mind.
too. I think this is an affirmation we should add.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So we have 2 affirmations.
Yeah.
Going back to what we were talking about. We are enough.
We are enough.
I am enough.
I am also enough.
We are enough.
You're enough for me.
You are enough for me.
All right.
And then I choose you.
I do choose you.
Was this supposed to be this kind of podcast? But it is.
Take that.
But yeah, thank you for tuning in, guys.
We appreciate you. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend, and be enough.
Be enough and choose yourself.
Choose yourself.
Or your significant other.
Definitely choose them. Remember to choose them.
Yes.
Unless you don't want to choose them.
Unless, yeah.
Be honest with yourself.
That's also true, too. But yeah.
All
All
right.
right. Till next time.
Have a
This
good
Talks
night.
and
This
Tings.
is Talks and Tings,
Shel
not
and
Toxic Tings.
Mel. Okay, bye.
Peace.